Nash Next.
It's Nash Mornings, Jim and Kristin. Welcome to a Thursday, and you know what Thursday means.
It is the Nash Next Artist to Watch Day.
Yeah, let's welcome Joe Stamm to the show. Grab that microphone
Welcome.
there.
I gotta grab it. I
Yeah,
gotta
yeah,
talk
bring it,
right
yeah,
into
put
it.
it right up, talk right into
up to
that
my
thing.
face.
Right
Is that
there.
better?
Yeah.
There it is. How you guys doing?
Good. How are
Awesome.
you
How are
doing?
you?
Good. I'm good. It's early. It's really early.
Yeah,
Welcome
doesn't he have
to
an
our
awesome
world.
radio voice?
He does.
Got
Good.
that deep, yeah, man.
I've been talking to Shelly, so you guys should be nervous.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Yeah, okay, anyway. All right, so Joe Stamm, man, he's joining us, our Nash Next Artist to Watch. So happy to have you with us. Of course, for those folks that don't know it, Joe is the official Nash house band.
I've been honored to be so for a while now. I think we're going on a couple 2 or 3 years, and
That's awesome.
it's been a good time.
Yeah, he travels all over Central Illinois, does all the festivals, a lot of the local bars, and of course, you've done some stuff down in Nashville, right?
Not much, you know. That's probably one of the most common things people tell me is, why aren't you in Nashville? What are you doing? Why don't you go down to Nashville? It's just I really like home
Right.
quite a bit.
Are you from the Peoria area, though?
I am. I'm originally from Metamora, so I was
Okay.
born and raised. I spent several years out and about, but moved back home probably, I don't know, 7 or 8 years ago, and this is home for me.
So tell everybody, how'd you get started in music?
Shoot. Well, I needed to take a music course to graduate college,
Okay.
and so I took intro to guitar and started plunking around, and then started singing, and then started writing music, and one thing led to another. You know, started playing in bars by myself long before I should have been playing in public, and ignorance is bliss at that stage.
That's how you get your confidence.
Yeah, that's right, and that was just kind of went from there.
So you're writing songs, you're playing songs. I'm curious, I always ask everybody, especially songwriters, who are like some of your influencers? Who are, you know, people that you used to listen to or
Yeah,
you look up to?
Actually, a guy named Chris Knight, and I'm actually going to a show. He's in Boondocks in Springfield tonight.
Okay.
But he's like a real rootsy songwriter, real gritty songwriter. And then Chris Christopherson was probably the other guy, and those two were probably the most influential out of anybody in terms of getting me to write music. But at that time, I think I was listening to a lot of George Jones and a lot of Waylon Jennings, and that stuff is. I would say those four are probably the people that I was embedded most deeply with in terms of who I was listening to when I really started writing and getting into music. Because, like I said, getting into music was something that kind of happened for me later
Right.
in life. It's not something I grew up with.
Right. All right. Sounds good. Well, Joe Stamm, he's going to hang out with us for about an hour here. We're going to play a song. It's called Feel Like Me. And this song is like brand new. I mean, literally showed up in my email yesterday afternoon.
Yes.
Yeah. And like I was telling you, Jim, off the air, my producer even called up because he sent me this track, yesterday afternoon, and I forwarded it to Shelly, and he called me out yesterday about 5 o'clock and was like, "Can we send him a different one? Can we send him a different one?" Because it's still not even quite totally finished, but
Wow.
we were close enough that we felt like we wanted to give people a teaser here this morning of what's coming up on this album when it's ready.
It sounded great to me.
Yeah, it sounded pretty darn good.
That's what I told him. I said, "Joel, we're running with it, man. You're gonna have to live with this, and then we'll work on it afterwards." So.
All right, we're going to come back with more of Joe Stamm. I want you to be thinking about this because when we come back, we want to know three things
Okay.
we don't know about Joe Stamm.
All right. Well, there's probably a lot of things you don't know.
It's three things we don't know about Joe Stamm.
All right. First thing is, I manage a monument company for a living over in Germantown Hills at Mastercraft Memorials, and so I basically sell, mostly gravestones. We do memorials. We're doing a big veterans memorial in Chillicothe right now and stuff, but mostly just work with families on gravestones, which just seems to surprise people when I tell them that.
That's the day job.
That's the day job. Yeah, like that's what pays for the gas to these shows.
Right.
that I go to, so.
All right. That's one.
Yeah.
Number two.
Number two. Okay, this. I don't know whether it's a good thing that this surprises people or not, but in college, my major was biblical literature. So biblical studies, and yeah, everybody gives me that look.
Interesting.
Every time. It's like, really?
What did you want to do with that? Like, what was your goal?
Yeah, I wanted to go into either academia or publishing, which I did go into publishing for a couple of years. And then when the economy hit the tank, I got canned, like I was on the short list, which turned out to be the greatest thing that ever happened, because then I moved home and started working at Mastercraft and started, putting bands together.
Put the band together.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like I said, Central Illinois, and you'll hear this in this track we're going to play at the end of the hour. Home in Central Illinois is just such a huge part of my life, and so that was a big blessing in disguise.
That's cool. And number three.
Number three, well, I mentioned earlier that music was not something I really got into until later in life. The first, couple decades of my life were consumed by athletics. So we were talking in the studio earlier, I played football.
Yeah, you were star quarterback.
I played quarterback, at Metamora, and was fortunate to be a part of that program under Pat Ryan for several years, and then went to NIU on a scholarship, and shoulder injuries kind of thwarted that, and so I guess I needed something to help get people to pay attention to me again. So then I started playing guitar, like you said. And
There you go.
and that's music. So yeah, the first couple decades of my life was just pretty much athletics. That's all I did.
Well, we're glad that the football thing didn't work out, and you picked up that guitar.
Definitely.
Well, yeah, sure. Like I said, it was just another step in the stairwell of life that got me to where I am. So I'm happy with that.
And we've got Joe Stamm, our Nash Next Artist to Watch, hanging out with us in the studio this morning. So, tell us about this song. It's the title's "Feel Like Me."
Right. I think this song probably captures my songwriting philosophy, so to speak, more than any other. I always tell people that songwriting is, to me, is this blend of personal experience and imagination. And you'll hear in the choruses that is thoroughly personal experience. I mean, "Feel Like Me" is really about feeling like me, the things I love. It's heavily based in Central Illinois, and then the verses are about traveling in Texas and Mexico, which for me, I haven't done a lot of that, so that's a lot of that is just kind of imagination and storyline. So this is a song I actually wrote several years ago. It's one of the oldest songs that's going to be on the album, but it's had a lot of staying power. I've been playing it since the first full band show that we ever played over 3 years ago, and we're still putting it in our sets today. So.
Sounds good. Now this is just one of the songs that's going to be on what, a 6-song EP that you're working on?
I think we're probably going to do a 4-song EP to start that we're hoping to finish up this month, and will hopefully then be available in a month or two. And then we've got it's going to be a 12-song full album that we've got a few parts just to work on yet for a few songs that we still need to get in the studio, and then that we hope to tackle as soon as the CP's done. And then hopefully release something, this summer, mid to late summer. We'll see. I've been so hesitant to put dates on this stuff when people ask me when's it going to be done, because it's been such a mountain of work, and I don't think people understand how much work and effort and time goes into getting this stuff just right.
Yeah, you don't just walk into a studio and sing a song and
Right.
and you're done.
No, not at least not at my talent base. So.
Well, it takes so much work to put a song completely together and produced and all that. Do you feel relieved when it's done, or do you always just feel like it's kind of a work in progress?
No, I think you always feel like it could be a little bit better, and I think that's the struggle, to really turn your baby loose, so to speak, to really let it go, to say, okay, this is it, we're not making any more changes, it's as good as it's going to get, or it's as good as we're going to let it get, because I think everybody involved in this project is a perfectionist, and we spent 2 weeks fine-tuning this mix that you're about ready to hear, and we're still not done with it. We're going to send it. We got some more tweaks we're going to do, and we're going to send it off to a mastering house. This one was mastered in-house. So this still has some steps to go, as wild as that seems, because I'm so sick of hearing it after 2 weeks. I've listened to this song probably 200 times in the last couple of weeks. So.
Well, we can't wait to hear it. We're going to play it for you coming up here in just a few minutes. And we've been talking to Joe Stamm, the Joe Stamm Band, our Nash Next Artist to Watch this week. Joe, how can people get your music?
Well, this like playing a song for the public before it's actually available or totally finished defies a little bit of conventional wisdom, but
Right.
but you know, it's mine, so I can do what I want with it.
Sure.
So anyways, I mean, eventually it's going to be available on iTunes and, you know, anywhere you can download music, and probably have physical copies of the EP that you can buy at shows. But I would just say, look us up on Facebook, on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, but I don't really tweet very much at all. So Facebook is going to be the main thing. We've got a website, joestammband.com. So I would say just like that stuff, subscribe to that stuff, and believe me, we'll let you know when everything's available. So in the meantime, come see us live.
Definitely.
Yes, St. Patty's Day down
Yeah.
at Saddle Up.
Yeah.
1 week from today.
It's a really fun show. We do a lot of different stuff and try to inject a lot of energy into our music.
Yeah, he puts on an awesome show. You're gonna love it.
Oh,
I'm so excited. I'm very excited.
We're excited to have you.
All right, we're excited for this song.
Yes,
This is
it's a great song.
This is going to be on the new EP. The song is titled.
It's called Feel Like Me.
I wanna breathe that autumn air. Comes around this time of year in central Illinois. I'm a Woodford County boy, but I'm stuck down in Laredo, border town dirt hole. 2 years ago I packed my car, old Chevette 84, drove it till the engine smoked, hitched a ride through San Antonio, got a job tending bar, let a senorita break my heart. I wanna sink my feet in